who will as we move into the second semi-finals here at ESWC. And you're, of course, joining us on levelupyourgame.net, and they do a lot of other casting for different games, so it's a great place. And as you can see, Avekkk picks up the first kill. He got the spawner rocket launcher. Cooler did get the red, but Avekkk was keen to chase, and he did lock down the first kill. But he's not healthy off the first frag. He's only got one rocket. He's got 32 health and 50 armor. Cooler looking to maybe push in. Avekk's got to be worried about how much of his LG he wastes here, because Cooler might make a move soon. But nice from Avekkk to cover the potential attack from Cooler with the rockets, and he will be able to pick up the red. But there you go, Cooler laying down a trap. Catches him out the teleporter with the plasma, and it's all about the mega now. And Cooler, very risky to stay here. A rocket launcher was a big advantage weapon, as he was able to do damage without being seen around the corner. So Cooler's going to have to back away from the mega, and that means that Avekkk did win the big two power-ups on the map, which are, of course, mega and red armor. And Cooler hasn't, given up yet another frag, but he's going to be hard pushed here. He's using a lot of plasma gun. He hasn't got the rocket launcher, hasn't got the lightning gun. At some point, he will need them. I don't think he's going to pick up a frag with a plasma unless Avekkk commits and gets unlucky, because right now Avekkk does have a slightly healthier stack in terms of health and armor, and he just stole away yellow that Cooler wanted. And this is looking, bad for Cooler, but again, Cooler will slow it down. Rocket jump up. Cooler, great dive there, actually avoiding any damage from Avekkk, and he's going to won the red armor, and that's what I mean, a foot wrong versus a foot right. That was great. And Avekkk rocket jumped up, and Cooler took advantage of that, dropped off, won the red armor, and now Cooler has that 130 armor, now up to 160. Here comes another 50 to put him up to 200. Now he's a bit of a powerhouse. And the great thing is that Cooler knows mega time, and he knows Avekk's going to come. Cooler's in on it early. 4 seconds to spawn, now 2, and look at this, Cooler's going to win the mega. He knows where Avekkk is. Avekk's drops for the red, but Cooler has the 200 in health and armor. Avekkk only has 130, 160, and he ate a rocket. So Cooler, without fighting, and that's what I'm talking about, will win the map back. So now Cooler's won the map. We'll see if he can bring back the frag, but right now Avekkk will also want to change the pace of the game to a slightly more defensive one. He's going to be looking for a, some good footing and positioning to lay down some damage, or at least pull Cooler off an item. In the center room here, Cooler does a lot of damage with the LG. Actually, Avekkk hit 4 plasma bolts, which is equivalent to a railgun, so that's a lot of damage there as well. But Avekkk hasn't committed to any of these items, and wow, there's a great rocket shot. That would have done full damage. There's a second and third and fourth, and I'm pretty sure that Cooler, even if he takes this LG fight, will have to leave. And look at that, Cooler from Avekk's rockets is going to get put down to 0 armor until he picks up the 50. Very, very tense game we got here, guys.
Yeah, a great play by Avekkk, definitely, to just get that attack in, get that damage in when your opponent doesn't expect it. Cooler's having a hard time. I think actually that Avekkk is probably harder to play when you're in control than he is when you're out of control. And we can see that at the moment. I mean, Cooler had quite an easy time getting the control back, I would say. I mean, he didn't even have to take a fight to get that back, but now he's having such a hard time to actually get a frag onto the back.
Yeah, and already once again we see Avekkk in position. Caring more about position than some of these items. Cooler out of position. He's going to take that red armor, but no, Avekk's going to drop 2 rockets from Cooler. Oh, the 3rd rocket from Cooler was brilliant, and the 4th. And I think he could maybe finish up with a kill. Avekkk is going to leave the room with 14 health. Mega's spawning very, very soon. In 2 seconds, Cooler's going to back away, take the 50. Both players will be able to replenish their health and armor now. But to what extent is what we need to know, because red arm spawning, but that could have been a kill for Cooler, and the best rocket he did. There's another good rocket. That was 100 damage there from Cooler onto Avekkk. He's got to get out. He's listening for the explosions, and there you go. Perfectly timed, comes out the teleporter between the 2 rockets, and will lose no health and armor in doing so. Brilliant play from Cooler, but his rockets are brilliant. The 3rd rocket, oh wow, look at that. Surprise attack from Avekkk. He wasn't expecting him to be there. Cooler might go in aggressively here. He's got to be careful. Mega's now taken from Avekkk as he locks Cooler in that yellow armor room. So Avekkk has at least won himself the mega. That's going to be his first yellow pickup. So he's got 180 and 35 armor. Cooler does feel a little bit better, but the great thing for Avekkk is because he's got health and position on the map, he's probably going to be able to lock down the red armor before Cooler, which would mean Cooler's going to have a hard time getting into red. If Avekkk takes the reg, that's going to complement his mega before the mega attack. So it depends if he's going to do that. But of course, he could just go in for the mega. Cooler's at mega. He doesn't want red. Mega's up. Avekkk takes the red armor. He's late now for mega and gives it to Cooler. So 2 big power-ups equally exchanged. Both players very, very healthy on health and armor. Next frag is probably going to be the biggest one of the game so far for either of these players. And, you know, Clip was right. I mean, playing Avekkk, when you're playing... by the way, one person on the group game has to leave. My girlfriend is going to commentate Quake as well this evening. She's commentating for gamesports.de, and she casts in German, Quake Live. I'll just go over there for the sake of going over there, just so you can see if you hate me because of all my slasher hate, you can see if I have like a really ugly girlfriend or something, you know, because obviously that's what you want. And then you can come back disappointed. So, you know, she's on gamesports.de and she'll be covering the semifinals in German. So if you fancy German commentary, if you don't understand English, you know, by all means. So here we go. 4 minutes left. Avekkk to get the mega. He's really got a stack, and you know now Avekk's in control, not by much. Cooler's really looking careful about where he's positioning himself, and he's finding himself a lot in the back, in the you know, the corridors in the back areas of the map, like not the main areas. He's only just made his way out very cautiously to center map. He's spamming a lot of rockets to sort of kind of, you know, predict that Avekkk might try and attack and push him, and there comes the attack from Avekkk. Avekkk did win that one. Great play from Cooler. He's pulled out the LG before, but look at this damage from Avekkk. His LG was so much better, like ridiculously better. The LG accuracy from both players so far is 20% for Cooler, 25% for Avekkk, and you know, it shows because that fight was, you know, even though Cooler pulled out the LG first, it was a huge advantage to do so, but he just got beat down by Avekkk. And there was only 100, you know, power-ups between them. That's health and armor included. But Avekkk just picked up what I would say was the most important frag so far. He also made the conversion. Do you think Cooler's disappointed, guys, with his LG accuracy, or do you just think that he... And I'm sure he was expecting more from that. I mean, he must have been.
Well, that fight was definitely... It should have been 50-50, but Avekkk must have had like 50 to 60% LG in there. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Cooler should really... He's probably blaming it on that fight, not hitting enough. But overall, I mean, Cooler has been in control for at least 4 minutes, 3 minutes of the game maybe. And he never made it a frag happen, and he never created the opportunities for himself. It was always Avekkk going at him, and he trying to lay down the damage as well.
That's what I say, even if Avekk's out of control, he's somewhat in control. It's weird that that's just, you know, and he is playing Cooler, one of the smartest players, or if not the smartest. But the problem is, yeah, it's like Cooler made a 50-50 situation where it was all on aim, and his aim failed him. You know, right now, he looks like he's going to suffer again, but he's nicely pushed Avekkk away. Look at this, Avekkk jumps on Mega. He doesn't know it's not spawned. He must have figured it out now, but he's given away red armor. He's gone back to Mega. He's now seen it's definitely not spawning. Cypher nicely left the server to let my girlfriend join, but someone else joined instead. Oh well. And now, you know, Cooler has an in, but it's not much of an in. It's not a 50-50 in. Right now, it's like a 60-40. If he wins this mega, he's definitely got, you know, maybe a 50-50 because he's given away a red. But he needs to make a move happen. He's got 1 minute to do so, 3 frags to catch, and all he's got to do is catch him. But so far, he's spent 9 minutes not catching him. So I don't know what the difference is going to be now between the rest of those 9 minutes. But there's the attack, and once again, Avekkk ready for it, pushes him away. And you got to say, you know, perfect game really from Avekkk. He hasn't looked like he's had a struggle, but the big difference is like when the scoreboard makes the difference, because once you're your player down in score, it's you who has to make the move. You know, no one cares if the other guy doesn't care if it's going to be a 1-0 finish, because he's still going to win. And so that's why, you know, Cooler's really been out, you know, stretching himself to get these kills, and he is going to do some great work here, but it's all going to be a little too late, unfortunately. There comes the kill with the LG, but he's got 10 seconds to find 2, and unless we get a double spawn in front of him with a rocket launcher, which he's actually going to run out of ammo with, it's not going to happen. Avekkk is going to spawn shotgun. Cool is going to call GG, but Avekkk really kept itself cool there, wins it, and of course,